Hello, this is Future Dylan giving a preface to the movie review you're about to see. I forgot to give a disclaimer as always. There will be a spoiler-free section and a spoiler section, and again, the spoiler section will have the pop tag, but I don't mention it until later in the review, and I wanted to just jump in from the future and let you guys know ahead of time. And also, I do apologize. I believe that I mispronounced the name of the film, and I did not have any ill intentions when it came to that pronunciation. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know before you got into the review, and I hope you enjoy. Welcome back to another movie review on the channel, and today we are going to be reviewing Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And going into this film, I honestly didn't really know what to expect. When the teaser trailer dropped, I kind of had a lot of hesitation, and then the official trailer dropped, and it sparked more interest in me for this film. And going into the film, I had a lot of people, say really good things over the last couple of days when it released on Thursday night into today when I saw it. And honestly, I wasn't disappointed. So when we get into the trailer, as we kind of get this feeling that he's on a runaway story and he's trying to essentially fight his father, and these golden rings keep coming up and they surround the premise of this whole story. And honestly, overall, this film was probably the best film that I've seen in a long time when it comes to cinematography, storytelling, the character development, just the action sequences. Literally everything was perfect about this film, and anything bad that I could say about the film is probably just very nitpicky stuff that I really don't have the right to say because of how beautiful this film overall is. And honestly, I would just literally recommend it to anyone who wants to see it, really. Like, if you're a big fan of Marvel, as I am here and over there, I'm a huge Marvel fan, and coming off of a movie like Black Widow, which I haven't done a review on, but if you guys are interested in seeing a review for Black Widow, even though it is a little bit late, let me know in the comments below, and I can put together a review for that as well. But coming off of a film like that overall kind of left me feeling underwhelmed and I kind of disappointed. So coming from a film like Black Widow into this film, Black Widow definitely, kind of made me worried about the future of what Marvel films are gonna be like, especially like ones that felt as like a quote-unquote one-off. And yeah, I'm glad that all of those worries were put to rest when it came to this film. Literally, the acting was perfect, the story, like literally everything was perfect. And as I forgot to mention in the beginning of the review, there will be a spoiler-free section and a spoiler section. So everything you've heard up to this point is completely spoiler-free. And I will put a pop tag down below, as always, when we do head into the spoiler section, so you do not get any of the film spoiled for you if you have not yet seen it and are intending to see it, so I don't ruin your experience going into the film. So overall, I think it's a film that you can just enjoy no matter who you're seeing it with, whether you're just seeing it with a group of friends, whether you're seeing it with family, whether you're seeing it with a significant other. I think overall it's just a very great time, and I think the timing of the film was very well. 2 hours and 13 minutes can feel a little bit daunting, especially for a film where, for Black Widow, it honestly felt too long for me. And so the 2 hour and 13 minute timestamp kind of put a little bit of a worry into me. But for this film, it doesn't really feel like the film's that long. And it feels like almost nearly everything in the film has a purpose, and you don't feel like there's just these extra scenes that you don't need to see. And that's something that I really love about this film. So overall, before we head into the spoiler section of the film review, I should say, I have to just give this film a 10 out of 10. I mean, realistically, I could probably give it like a 9.8, 9.9 out of 10. But from my overall impressions and just everything else, it's literally as perfect of a movie for what the premise of the film is. It's as perfect of a movie as it's gonna be. I don't think there's one decision that they made wrong. I don't think absolutely anything. And I'd be kind of curious if you've seen the film, if you would agree with me in that aspect. Because everyone that I've talked to about the film has had similar feelings about it, and I'd be kind of curious to see what you guys think down in the comments below. So I think it's time that we head into the spoiler section, so there should be a pop tag right here again. And honestly, there's not a lot of spoiler talks that I want to talk about in this section of the film review. But there was a couple of points that I want to bring up, and most of them relate to the end credit scene of the film, or the two end credit films of the scene actually. And yeah, so the first thing I want to discuss, which starts in the main part of the film and then kind of goes into the end credit as well. Sorry about that. Is the kind of this like love dynamic. So you have Shang-Chi. And again, I do apologize if I mispronounce the film at all. That's just the easiest way for me to pronounce it, and I do apologize if I am pronouncing it incorrect, which I do know I am. But you have him, and you have essentially his sidekick, I would say, the female that he's with for pretty much the majority of the film. And honestly, there's like an interesting, like, in a sense, like a love story dynamic going on in this film, but it's just in the background. It doesn't prevail outside in front of the main story. And there's only a couple times where you feel like that, like, in a sense, like love tension. And the scene that I'm specifically referring to is like they're at a bar scene with them and then two of their friends. And the first time you're at the bar, you get this, like, the two friends are like, you guys are living such boring lives, like, you need to live more exciting. And then obviously the whole story happens and the whole fight and everything goes down. And in the end credit scene, you wrap back around to that bar scene, and you get another bar scene where they're telling the story of, you know, fighting and all of the golden ring stuff. And the people who were saying, like, the people that they're with that said, oh, you're living a boring life, just didn't believe. And the part where they started to believe is that Wong, from just the Marvel Cinematic Universe in general, pops up out of nowhere with his rings and pulls them in and says that they need to have a conversation. And Wong does actually make an appearance inside the film as well, which is really, really cool, because I think it's an interesting character dynamic with Shang-Chi and, like, the whole ring dynamic. And they go in there and they have a conversation, and you have Bruce Banner and you have Captain Marvel on a video call, and they're trying to investigate the rings. And basically Wong informs them that, you know, that they're gonna be basically in the spotlight for a long time to come. And then you transition to the second end credit scene, which is the one that literally had me open my eyes even more. And you cut to a scene where Shang-Chi's sister is actually packing up her stuff, or so we think she's packing up her stuff to be able to come back after and, you know, shut down the Ten Rings Army operation. And next thing we know, we cut to, like, we get a transition shot of her sitting down in Shang-Chi and her's father, his throne, and basically the idea of her taking over the Ten Rings Army and not putting it to rest as it should be. And it was one of the most mind-blowing things, because we will get another film in this, I guess, saga in a sense, and I think that's a really, really cool dynamic. And yeah, overall, I was just very, very pleased with the film. And if you guys saw the film yourself, I would love to hear what you think in the comments down below. And again, as always, let me know what movies you want me to review next. Obviously, any Marvel movies that come out in the future, there will 100,000% be a review. And I'd love to get some guests on on these reviews as well in the future. I think that would be a very, very cool dynamic. So I'll probably start working on that very, very soon. I appreciate you guys watching very, very much. If you are not subbed already, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. We are almost at 100. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.